Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode 2 of our first 2020 playthrough of Darkest Night. Again, this is a game by Victory Point Games. If you have the opportunity to get a copy of this, I would definitely jump on it. It's well worth it. It's a great game. It might be getting a little hard to purchase now. I don't know if it will be reproduced now that Victory Point Games has been sold. It might be. I just don't know the answer to that. So anyway, if you're looking for this game, there are ways to find it. It's not super cheap, but it is out there. So go check it out. And we're going to get right into our gameplay because we only really did just a very basic turn last turn. But if you missed it, please go back and check it out where I describe the rules and talk about the gameplay. Because here we are. We're about to get in it. In it to win it. Now, we are going to start with our characters. And I think the first person we're going to do, because it's really going to dictate what happens on the rest of the board, is going to be our scout. Now, our scout is at this location right here. This is our scout. And she is here with the Nexus, which we're going to try and get rid of because the Nexus does something really ugly. And it protects far blights, meaning that the other blights around it cannot be destroyed or damaged until that one is dealt with. And how do I know that? Well, there's this wonderful handy-dandy sheet that tells you, tells you on it, but if you need more specifics, you can look here, look no further than this sheet to find it. So there's a couple things you can do. You can just kind of glance around for the image, or you can look for the name. Either way, there's the Nexus right there. And it says quite clearly, heroes cannot destroy blights that are outside of the Nexus location. The Nexus must be destroyed first, and it's a Might 3 with no defense. That's what we're going to do. So let's get on with our scout. She is in that space already, and we're going to take a look at what ability she's going to try to use, which is really none. She doesn't have any ability. We're just kind of taking a chance here to destroy the blight. Let's do it. It is a new turn, and this is one of the biggest mistakes you always make, because in the first turn, when you're leaving the monastery, you don't draw an event card. The first thing we have to do is draw that. I haven't really shuffled this. I have shuffled it. I'm just giving it another little shuffle, and then we'll get to it and leave it on the board. There's a lot of cards here. We'll do one more quick cut, and we're good to go. I'll put it right here for the moment, and we're going to draw the Scout's event card and see what she gets. Boom! What do we get? Renewal. That's probably the worst thing that we could get right now. Reshuffle the event deck, including this card, and draw another. Okay, tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to reshuffle. We'll just drop that in the middle someplace, see what happens next. The Ritual. You may spend a grace and lose a secrecy to cancel this event. Count the blights in your location. 1. 0, Necromancer removes. 1 to 2, new blight here. 3 plus the darkness track moves up 1. Well, you know what we're going to do? I think we're okay there. Let's go to her board. She hasn't taken any damage or anything, so we're going to do that. We'll lose a grace and a secrecy just to avoid that. I think that's fair. Now, I could use... I don't want to... There's nothing we could really do. This is for eluding creatures, so we'll just keep going with what we got right there. So that was our event card. Now there is a little text on here as well. I'll just put it up to the camera so you can see it. As you draw closer, the chanting reaches a crescendo. They haven't seen you yet, and they didn't. So that is going to get discarded. I will, now that I've shuffled that back in, I will give us a quick shuffle just to play it right, do the rules. We're not going to shuffle it again though until we get through that whole stack. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to attack this blight. So she says, I'm going to get rid of the Nexus. She goes in there all gung-ho. Now that is going to cost her a secrecy, so she has now dropped to 5, which means that there's a chance, slim chance, that the Necromancer could see her when he moves, but it's not likely. And we got a 4, which is enough to destroy the Nexus. The Nexus is gone. Yay, good job. And that was her entire turn, so we're going to take her token. We're going to flip it over. Okay, that was the Scout. That was actually perfect, because now it's opened up the board for us. We can start to accomplish things. Gotta like that. I think next up we might go to the Bard, because I think the Bard, well, we're going to do, there's 2 things there, so I think we're going to go with the Bard first. Let me tell you why. We can use this, so we can take an action. Heroes at your location may use tactics of another hero at your location. Deactivate and exhaust if you lose a grace. Now this requires an action. It is active right now, so we're going to take that action, which allows us to use another tactic, and the tactic that we're going to use is going to be patience. But of course, before we do that, I'm going to do this every time. We have to draw our event card. Let's see what we get. There's a Vile Beast attacking the Bard there. It's a 5 defense or a 4 to elude. If we win, we gain a spark. If we fail, we get killed. So the Bard does not... Well, the Bard can fight or elude with 3 dice, but subtract 1. We'll do that. We're going to elude that creature with 3 dice, but we're going to have to subtract 1 from the total, which means we need to do pretty well on the roll, but that's still a better chance than 1 die just trying to get a 4. So let's do that. The Bard here, this is him. He's going to use Trickery. That's this ability here, this tactic of his. Now, you can use... I still think he can use, because it says deactivate all melodies and take this free. This is as a free action. So when we do his rousing... No, yes, we can do that. We're going to elude with a tactic against the card here. So let's roll 3 dice. We need to roll 5 or better, basically. We rolled a 5. That's good, because we needed a 4. We succeeded. So he used his Trickery tactic to elude the Vile Beast, and it says at the bottom, is this what the Necromancer has wrought? Sorry, the text on this is a little tough. Such an abomination was not meant to exist. Well, that's true, but we didn't kill it. We just got away from it, and it wandered off into the netherworld. So there we are. Now we're going to activate the Rousing Melody. It says deactivate all melodies and optionally activate. Take a free action. Okay. Well, we're going to do that. Well, do we have to do that? I think as long as this is active, heroes at your location may use tactics of other heroes at your location. It doesn't say you. I suppose he can do it too, right? I mean, it would make sense. Because what I'm trying to accomplish is to attack both the blight that's there and fight the conflux. And the monk right now has 3 dice to roll with patience, because it's an odd number. The darkness track is on a 1, so we get to fight with 3 dice. Well, no, we already had this activated. I think that's to take a free action. And it says an action. So this would be our action for the round. Our action would be heroes at this location may use tactics of another hero at your location. I think we'll do that. So our action is going to be used. We're going to do this with ourselves. We're going to use patience. It doesn't say other heroes. It says heroes. That does include you. So let's say we can do that. If we can't, let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's okay. I haven't run into this particular encounter before. So I think, since the Bard is relatively healthy and won't be doing a lot of fighting, I think we're going to have the Bard go at the vampire and see if we can kill it. So he's going to attack the Blight. That is going to reduce his secrecy by 1. That puts him at 3, so he might get spotted by the Necromancer, but the Necromancer's far away. And let's roll to see if we can get this done. We did not. So we did not kill the vampires. That sucks. And that will be, unfortunately, his turn. So he tried to kill the vampires and failed. The vampires chased him down. He got away, but that's the way it goes. Now we are going to have, I think... Oh wait, now we have to elude or fight or elude the vampires. Okay, so at the end of the Bard's turn. So it's a 4 or 4. We have now, he does have, he still has his Trickery, which I think we'll use and elude that guy instead. That would make sense. We're going to elude the vampires. See if we can get away from them. And we did with 2 5s. Kind of wish we'd rolled that on the other roll. We still needed a 6. So he eluded the vampires. He is safe, and now his turn is complete. Okay, now we're going to go to the monk. Now the question is, do I have the monk attack the vampires, or do I have... We have 5 rounds to get that conflux done. Well, here's the thing. If he goes after the conflux, he won't lose any secrecy. Each success... Remember, we can destroy... Yeah, actually, that was stupid. I should have had the Bard do that one, which he would have succeeded if... No, he wouldn't have if he had fought. Okay, we're going to have the monk fight the conflux. He needs to get a success. He got, wow, all 3 successes with 5s. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these tokens. We're going to put it right here. We need 1 more to knock that out. Oh, but first off, before we do that, I need to draw this. I'm going to make a mistake on this, I promise you. Upheaval. Remove all blights from your current location and create an equal number of new blights. Well, that's interesting. I don't know. This might have changed what we did. We'll have to see. So we're going to remove the vampires, and we're going to draw a new map card. So let's see what the new map card reveals for us. In the forest, webs. So that actually is different. It wouldn't have changed what he did, but we do have webs now. So the vampires went away, and we're going to have webs appear. Here are the webs. Lose a turn upon leaving, and it takes a 5. And if we lose trying to destroy it, we lose secrecy. So the webs are there now. The vampire, after chasing the bard, left the forest, and now we succeeded at getting a token put onto this quest. That marks the end of the monk's turn. So you can see the turns go relatively fast. The only one we have left is the exorcist. He is in the village. Before I do anything, I'm drawing his bloody event card. Let's make sure we do that. Okay. Urgent plea. Draw a quest and roll 1 die to determine its location. Then add a time token marker on it. Tears stream down her face as she tells you the tale. Alright, so we know what we're going to do. We're going to get the quest cards out. We're going to add a new quest to a random location. Or did it say to your location? I'm just going to double check that. To roll a die to determine its location. Okay. So it may not end up with us, but anyway, here are the quests. We'll just give it a quick shuffle and see what quest we get. Okay, quest 1, Roger Reaper, Rogue Reaper. We need 5 turns. We only need 1 success. Action: fight versus a 6. Each success equals 1. We only need 1. If you fail, you lose a grace. If we complete it, we get an epiphany. An epiphany is a magic item. That's pretty cool. If it expires, we're going to move the darkness track up once. It says a Reaper has gone mad and is slaughtering people at random. Destroy the Reaper and put a stop to the bloodshed. Okay. We'd love to. Let's see where the Reaper is. It is in 2 location. That is going to be the ruins. So it is in the ruins, and then it said to put a time token on it. Let's go do that. Right there. We're going to put a time token on the ruins. We have 4 turns left to accomplish that. The rogue's there. I'm sorry, the scout's there. I don't think she's not a good fighter, though. Okay, that was the event for our exorcist. Now he is there. Does he want to try and destroy these guys, or does he want to move on? Let's see. He does do really well against blights, guys. I mean, he has banish. Fight with 2 dice when attacking a blight or the necromancer. Re-roll 1s. We could immediately get rid of this thing. Makes him a little vulnerable to the necromancer finding him because it would put his secrecy at 5. We still have our 2. We still have one of our boons, Fleet of Foot. Actually, at the start of our turn, make a single roll of 2 dice for all your boons. Activate on a roll of 4. Let's do that. We're going to roll those first and see what we get. Well, we got a 5, so we did activate his protective boon again. That is good. So we have the Fleet boon and the protective boon. The Fleet boon says at starting turn, we can deactivate it during your turn to move to an adjacent location. So actually, that's really good. That is, it's not an action, but attacking will be. We're going to attack the zombies right there. We need a 5 or better. He's going to have 2 dice, but he gets to re-roll 1s, so it's not a bad shot. So I'm going to reduce his secrecy. It's now at a 5. The exorcist, and he's going to try and destroy or banish rather the zombies. Oh, well, we rolled a 1. That's good. We can re-roll that. Come on, baby. A 5. Perfect. That is what we're talking about. So we were able to get rid of the zombies. Now, we don't get anything for that. We just get to get rid of it. So let's get the zombies out of the way. Put them back in their special tray. We have succeeded at that. And then, remember, this is a bonus. He's going to activate... going to deactivate rather this card. Deactivate during your turn to move to an adjacent location. That's exactly what he's going to do. Now that counts as a move, so that means he can't get any higher than 5 from movement on secrecy, so he's just going to move there. He will remain at 5 secrecy, and he is now in the castle where he can probably search for some good stuff. That was a really good first turn because that marks the end of his turn. Now we're going to go to the Necromancer's turn. And if you ever wonder what the Necromancer's turn looks like, you have no further but to look to this handy-dandy sheet where it says Necromancer's turn. During the Necromancer's turn, we're going to increase the darkness by 1. So let's do that. Now, that's bad for the monk because now he has only 1 die to fight with. Remember, he's patient. You've got to be patient with that. Okay, let's go take a look at the darkness track. I think we can see it. we're just going to do that. We're going to move it up one. Now, we haven't done any clues yet. We got to work toward that too. But we are keeping the blights off the board, and that's a good thing. Okay, then we're going to add time markers to our quests. As you can see, that's the next thing you do, quests. Okay, let's do that. We're going to take a time marker, and we're going to put it right here. That is 2 time markers on that one, and 2 time markers on the Rogue Reaper. We don't want those to expire. Okay, then the next up is the Necromancer. He's going to mosey on. See where he goes. What do you think? 2. Well, he didn't see anybody. That's the good news. So he didn't spot anybody. He will move in the direction of a 2, which is the village. We were just there. Well, you can see right there it says 2 and 5. That's how we know. So he moves there, and we're going to draw a map card to see what kind of blight the Necromancer drops on the board. And what does he drop in the village? Skeletons. So first it was zombies and then skeletons. There's an undead horde just wandering through the village. The villagers were so grateful that this exorcist came through and destroyed the zombies, but all it did was blow their flesh off, and they ended up come crawling back out of the ground to terrorize the village as skeletons. Here are those skeletons for you, and here's what that looks like on this side. You can see they have you defend against them with a 4. You can elude them with a 4. You fail, you lose a grace, and they need a 5 to be killed. And they are now here in the village where the Necromancer is, where he dropped them off, that punk. Alright, I believe that is all we have to do. We created some blights. We don't have any effects that increase the darkness any further. That is it. We're going to flip our tokens back over to our starting place. I will take one more turn before we wrap up this episode. What do we want to do now? I think the no-brainer here is to start with our monk. Both of them have the ability to elude, which is good to have tactics to elude, so I'm not too worked up about it. We're going to start with the monk. He's right here. We're going to try and get, because if we get this, we're going to destroy all the blights here. We'll complete that and get rid of it. So we're going to draw his event and see what he gets. I'm remembering now. Uh-oh, another Grim Tidings. Draw a quest card and roll 1 die to determine its location. That's good. I like having quests out. We're getting to the point where there's 3 out, which means it's going to be hard to get to them all. But let's draw the quest deck out and see what we get. Let's see. What does it say? Demagoguery. The locals have been whipped into a fervor by all the recent trouble. Channel their energies productively, or they will do more harm than good. Okay, so only 2 turns on this one. Man, I hope, where is it? It's not going to be. Spend 1 spark to gain 1. We don't have any sparks. During your action phase, completed destroy 1 blight here, expires 2 new quests here. Okay, this sucks. Where's it going? It is going to the 6, which is going to remain in the village. So that makes sense, actually. The villagers are all worked up, and they're having problems. Okay, now let's do this. Okay, now the monk is going to go. He's actually going to attempt this again. He needs a 5 or better. I figure between the 2 of them, maybe they can do it. That's going to give him 2 dice. Let's see if he can succeed. A 1 will not succeed. Does he have anything he can do? It won't matter. His Chi Burst won't help him there at all, so that is it. Now, we don't lose any secrecy from that because he's not attacking the blight. He's attacking the conflux. So that is the end of his turn. That was pretty wasteful, but we got to try this. That's way effective. Question is, okay, I guess we'll go with the Bard next since we're in the location. He may not go after either of these. We'll see what he does, but let's draw his event card. It's a dead servant. So we're going to compare it to our secrecy. The Bard's secrecy is a 3. I guess that's because he's loud and obnoxious, so it's going to be 3 to 4. That means we're going to face an archer, a dead servant archer. We need a 4 to defend, a 4 to elude, and failure is a grace. The rotten smell informs you that this one, like most of the Necromancer's minions, has been dead for some time. Okay, now let's go back and make his rolls for this and see if we can possibly get rid of this guy. Now, he's going to elude, obviously, because he can elude with 2 dice using his... No, he can't. I thought he had something. I guess he's going to have to use his trickery tactic. He'll fight or elude with 3 dice, but he has to take 1 away. He's got to get a 4. So it's going to be kind of rough, but it's better than 1 die. Okay, hombre, let's make this happen. Yeah, he got a 5, a 6, and a 3, so he's fine. He eluded the dead servants, and that's it. Remember that you don't get rewards very often from the event cards, unfortunately. All right, now though, let me think. Okay, so I put some thought into this. I was thinking about either I could search here, which would be a 4. We don't want to move because this is getting us, but I could search for a 4 and see if we can get something, or I can go after that. I think our best bet is to try and get this knocked out. So let's do it. A 5, perfect. Okay, so we succeeded. So we got our second token on here. I'm just going to put it on here for the sake of showing you. We completed this, and we get the reward as a result of completing this quest. The reward for the Conflux is complete destroy all blights here. That means we get to destroy the webs are there. We're free of blights in that location, and we have completed our first quest. Good job, Bard. That marks the end of his turn. Where the monk failed, the bard succeeded. We are good. Next up, we have the scout and the exorcist. So we're going to go with the exorcist next. He's up at the castle. We're going to draw his event. It's a cultist. It's a 5 to fight, 3 to elude. If we win the fight, we reduce the darkness track by 1. That is really good. But we have to win the fight. That means we cannot elude. With elude, no effect. I think since he didn't have anything special. It says elude with 1 die, add 1 to your highest die. That's in case you get more. That's why it says it that way. Or we can activate. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong character. Hold on. Bonus at the start of your turn, make a single. Oh yeah, we got to do that. At the start of our turn, we're going to make a single die roll to activate. The fleet boon is inactive. I thought we activated that. We did last turn. Yeah. No, we activated the protective boon. We're going to activate the fleet boon by rolling a 2 dice, so we have to roll a 2 or better. Success. Okay, so we have activated the fleet boon as well on the exorcist. We have those 2 boons running. Or able to run. Okay. We can fight with 2 dice when attacking a blight. So if we take that on, it's only 1 die. We got to get a 5. If we fail, we're going to lose a grace, but getting the darkness track down is so good. However, it's really low right now. I think we're just going to elude it. So we need to roll a 3 or better. A 2. So he doesn't even do that. Okay, so he took a grace. That puts him down to 2. He's not really super strong in that. But that is the end of that card. So he did die, and then he woke up in the shallow grave. The god brought him back to life. And he gets to take his action. Well, his action is actually going to be to search the castle. It has a difficulty of 2. So let's roll and have him search. That is going to be his action for this turn. He rolled a 3. Thank God. And we're going to draw a map card. Let's get the map deck out over here and draw a card. What do we get? We are at the castle. We're going to get the chest. Now, how do you know a supply cache? And what does that do? It says right here on this handy-dandy sheet. Supply cache. Draw 2 power cards. Keep 1 and place the other at the bottom of your deck. Okay, that's important because you're not going to shuffle that deck again as a result of that. And it just means that that card will not be available probably in this whole game. So we're going to draw these first 2 cards and see what they are for the Exorcist. We've got a Courageous Boon and a Mysterious Boon. At the start of your turn, okay, we got that. Deactivate at the start of your turn for +1 die on all rolls that turn. Wow, that is really good. Or deactivate during your turn and let 1 hero at your location gain 1 secrecy up to 7. I think we're going to take the Courageous Boon. And it's a basic card too, but it's still pretty good. So he gained a new ability there in the castle, which is what you hope for in the castle, but the Mysterious Boon's likely to never show up again. Okay, that marks the end of his turn. That marks the end of another... Well, no, we got the scout to go. The scout still has to go. So let's draw the event card for our scout. Latent spell. Lose 1 secrecy, then spend 1 grace or discard this event without further effect. If we spend a grace, we get to roll a die. I think, you know what? I know she's a little... No, she's okay. She still has 2 grace. So first off, we lose a secrecy. That puts her down to 4. That's not good for her. She just misses secrecy. She did take a grace last turn, though. She's only got 3. So, but I think we're going to do this anyway. We're going to go down to 2, and then we're going to roll a die. We want to roll anything but something low. Let's see what we get. Come on. 6. What does a 6 do? Let's see. 6. Destroy a blight of your choice anywhere on the board. Wow. I think it is going to be... because we did such a good job on these. I could destroy the skeletons. I don't know, that there's an Enigma, the Shades, and the Swamp, the Skeleton. Well, there's 2 Blights. Let's go there because there are 2 Blights there. I think we'll destroy the Shades because they're harder to deal with than the Skeletons. Than the Enigma that's there. That's easier to deal with. So we'll get rid of that one. Okay, that was it. We did destroy a Blight. Good job for her. Now she gets to take her turn. Well, do we want... We can fight that thing right there for a 6. God, it's really not a good chance for us, though, is it? We can also search for a 4. Now, remember, she can activate in her location her map, her treasure maps, to gain +1 die when searching. I don't know that... We got 3 more turns on that, but an Epiphany. What does an Epiphany do? Let's take a look at an Epiphany. Search your power deck and take the card. Oh, that's really good. Okay, I think it might be a waste of a turn. We need to get really lucky and roll a 6, but I just did that, so we're going to take that same hot die and see if we can roll a 6. So for her action, she's going to attempt to fight. Oh, man, she's already at 2. No, we need to move somebody else here to make that fight. She's going to search the location with a 4 better. She will use her treasure map. Action, activate at your location. All heroes gain, so deactivate and exhaust at the end of the round. So this is just going to happen this one round. I'm going to exhaust it already. She's already got 2 exhausted power, so she's going to have to rest. But we're going to roll 2 dice now to search there. We need a 4 better. We got a 5, so she was successful. We'll draw a map card. We are in the ruins. What do we get in the ruins? Okay, I think that is a mystery, but let me just check that. Hold on just a second. I got to look up what that symbol means for us. Artifact. Draw an artifact. Oh boy, did we get lucky there, guys. In the ruins, we found an artifact. Wow, artifacts are extremely powerful items. We're going to get the artifact deck out. These don't come up very often either, and that's what's amazing, because there's not a small amount of them, and I doubt I've seen 10 of them in the entire time. Years I've been playing some version of this game. So I'm giving it a shuffle because I don't think I have. Now, some of them are situational, unfortunately, so we'll see. But this is what we get. We get the Wrap of Life. When you make a die roll where the highest possible result has no consequence, other than avoiding a failure, +2 on that roll. Wow, that is actually, when you make a die roll where the highest possible result has no consequence. So when we just have to succeed at something, but there's nothing bad that's going to happen, which isn't very many things, actually, we get to add 2. It says, what need has a vibrant life of iron and steel? You are armored in... what need has a vibrant life of iron and steel? You are armored in vitality. Okay, and that is going to be with the scout. I'm going to put that there. An artifact. That is such a rare thing to have happen. That is pretty cool. It didn't accomplish what we wanted. I was hoping for a mystery, because we got to start doing that if we're going to win the game. Okay, now that truly does end our next round. We're going to go back around the Necromancer's turn, so we know that... The first thing that happens is this goes up by 1, sadly. And then we're going to add quest tokens to the quest. So we add 1 time marker here. We only got 1 turn left for the Demagoguery. And then we got 3 markers here on the Rogue Reaper. I'm going to send somebody there to have that fight. And next turn, probably the Monk, because we're at a 3. But I got to find a way to move there. I don't think I can. Maybe the Bard can get somebody there. Nope. I don't know. We're just going to have to move in there and see. Hopefully, the darkness track will go up, so that's kind of not good for the Monk, but we'll figure it out. We need to get stuff. Now, there is a consequence there, so we can't... That fight will... The Wrap of Life is not going to help with that fight. Yeah. Just says, when you make a die roll where the highest result has no... Wait. Where the highest result has no consequence. Okay, so that'd be like fighting a monster, because here there is a consequence for the highest result, right? I don't know. The consequences are good. I think I need to look this one up in the book. There's a compendium. I'm going to look it up and see. Hold on. Anyway, it doesn't cover that one. However, I'm going to say there is no consequence. If you look at a consequence of something bad, right? This is a good consequence. If we complete it, you get the Epiphany. But does that mean that I can roll that die, fight versus 6, each success gives me a marker on the event that we only need one, or the quest we only need one. But if we fail, see, there is no consequence for our highest die. There's 0 consequences. We don't get that, but that just means we completed. I think we can use that next round in a fight against that Rogue Reaper. But since I'm going to end the episode here, you tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that we can use that card, the Wraps of Life. I'm going to read it to you again just so you be sure. I haven't actually seen this one before. When you make a die roll where the highest possible result has no consequence other than avoiding a failure, which is the case here, +2 the die roll, because, well, I don't know. Is getting a quest marker something other than a failure? I think so. Okay, I think so. I think the only thing this is really useful for is a fight against a monster. That would be my take. You tell me what you think, though. We'll come back in the next episode and deal with that. However, that is the we still have to move do the Necromancer's turn. I was trying to avoid it. Anyway, it's a 3. Darkness track is a 3. We started doing that, but I started talking about the search. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. Anyway, we started doing that, and I forgot the turn of the scout, so we went back. So we're at a 3 on the Darkness track. We're about to move the Necromancer. Let's see what he gets. A 3. Does he see anybody? Is anybody a 3 on Secrecy? No, so he didn't see anybody. He's just going to move to a 3. Unfortunately, that takes him to the forest. Bummer. All right, let's draw a map card and see what we drop there in a Blight. An Unholy Aura. That would make sense. The Necromancer is there. We're going to get an Unholy Aura out. I love these trays because they're organized in alphabetical order. Here you go. -1 fight die. That makes him harder to fight there. And that is what an Unholy Aura looks like. Okay. That drops right there into the forest. The 2 characters are going, "We're leaving, buddy. We're out of here. You can chase us down if you want." But if they begin their turn, or when they do begin their turn in the space with the Necromancer, they're going to lose a Secrecy. However, they'll gain it back when they move, because they're both moving out. No question about it. I may even send the Bard to a different place. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to send them in different directions and see how that plays out for us. All right. Well, that marks... Okay, that was it. I don't think there's anything else to do there. There is not. That marks the end of the round. That marks the end of this episode. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying Darkest Night. We're already struggling to get to the conclusion of that, which is to get enough clues to be able to pick up a relic, and we don't have any clues yet, and we're on our 3rd turn. That's the way this goes. We got to get some mysteries out on the board, and how we do that is, one, we can search in the ruins. We can search anywhere. There's a chance it'll come up, and there's some other ways. The village is a good way to get a mystery out, I think, if I recall, as is the ruins and the forest. We'll get them out eventually. We will. It's just going to take time, and don't have a lot of time, so we're going to have to make that happen. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, as always. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, please. Helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Take care.